The BWM Code. Purpose of the Code. The International Maritime Organization, IMO, adopted the International Convention for the Control and Management of Ships' Ballast Water and Sediments, BWM Convention, in February 2004. The goal is to prevent, minimize, and ultimately eliminate the risk of introducing harmful aquatic organisms and pathogens, HAOP, carried via ballast water. The code is to ensure uniform and proper application of D3 approval requirements and define test and performance requirements for BWMS. Mandatory status. The BWMS Code makes the requirements for BWMS approval mandatory under the BWM Convention. It took effect on October 13, 2019. Type approval process. 1. Pre-test evaluation of system documentation. 2. Land-based testing. 3. Shipboard testing. 4. Environmental testing. 5. Issue of type approval certificate. Type approval testing, land-based requirements. Objective: to determine the biological and environmental acceptability of the BWMS. Test cycle must include uptake, storage, minimum holding time specified by manufacturer at least 2 cycles at minimum holding time, treatment and discharge by pumping. Success criterion: the system must meet the D2 standard during at least 5 consecutive successful test cycles in each salinity tested. Challenge water conditions. Testing must occur using different water conditions: freshwater, brackish, marine, sequentially, characterized by specific minimum levels of salinity, dissolved organic carbon, DOC, particulate organic carbon, POC, and total suspended solids, TSS. Scaling. Inline equipment with a treatment rated capacity, TRC, greater than 1,000 cubic meters per hour may be downscaled to a maximum of 1:100 scale, but not smaller than 200 cubic meters per hour. Type approval testing, shipboard requirements. Objective: to confirm the system works in service under realistic operational conditions. Duration: the trial period, including invalid and unsuccessful cycles, must span a period of not less than 6 months. Success criterion: 3 consecutive valid test cycles compliant with the D2 standard must be performed, suitably separated across the 6-month period. Challenge condition: for a test to be valid, the uptake water must contain a density of viable organisms exceeding 10 times the maximum permitted D2 values. Operation: testing must be conducted by an independent test facility, but the system must be operated and maintained by the ship's crew as per the manual. Regrowth evaluation: an evaluation of organism regrowth must be undertaken in at least 2 test cycles in each salinity, with a holding time of at least 5 days. System design limitations, SDL, and certification. System design limitations, SDLs, affect a BWMS by defining the critical water quality and operational parameters within which the system is designed to work and achieve the D2 standard. Key limitations include variations in total suspended solids, TSS, and oxygen demand, which can reduce treatment efficiency. Operational SDLs such as flow rates, salinity, temperature, and treatment time can also impact performance, requiring the system to operate within specific conditions for effective treatment. Validation: the manufacturer identifies the SDL, which are then validated under the supervision of the administration. This validation uses evidence-based assessment. Type approval certificate: if the BWMS fulfills all requirements of the code, the administration issues a type approval certificate. The type approval certificate must specify the main particulars of the BWMS and include the validated SDL. If the system hasn't been tested across all required temperatures and salinities, limiting operating conditions must be clearly stated on the certificate. Special approval for active substances, G9 procedure. Requirement: if a BWMS uses an active substance, AS, the AS must be approved by IMO in accordance with Regulation D 3.2, following the G9 procedure for approval of BWMS that make use of active substances. Process steps, Method 2. Basic approval: the active substances, AS, is evaluated based on its potential risks such as persistence, bioaccumulation, toxicity, PBT, criteria to human health, and the aquatic environment in a laboratory setting. Final approval: required for the complete BWMS using the AS. This confirms that the residual toxicity of the discharge during land-based testing conforms to the evaluation undertaken during basic approval. Type approval, issued by the administration only after basic and final approvals are granted by IMO. BWMS installation and safety requirements. Safety priority. BWMS shall be designed not to impair the health and safety of the ship or personnel, nor to present unacceptable harm to the environment. Alarms and shutdown. In case of failure compromising proper operation, audible and visual alarm signals must be given in all ballast water control stations. Hazard mitigation. Equipment emitting dangerous gases or liquids must have at least 2 independent means of detection and shutdown. For systems that could emit dangerous gases, gas detection by redundant safety systems is required, activating alarms locally and at the control station in case of leakage. Bypasses. Suitable bypasses/overrides must be installed for ship safety, and their operation must activate an alarm and be recorded by the control equipment and within the ballast water record book. Control and monitoring equipment must automatically monitor and record sufficient data, including failures and SDL parameters where practical. It must store data for at least 24 months to facilitate compliance. Thank you for watching the video. For more marine topics, please subscribe the channel. Please help us with your valuable feedback to improve the contents.